Hey everybody, how's it going? So I've made two other attempts to make this video, but I end up recording it, editing it, and then letting it sit, and then I end up hating the video. Because one, I was either too cringy, or I left out some information, or something, so I'm just going to try to upload this as soon as I get done with it, so that way there's a video and I don't have time to hate the video. So stuff that's going on with me, finals are going to be coming up real quick. This is the last week of class, and then next week is our finals. For each of the classes that I have, there's been something kind of weird going on with it. So first of all, with theology, we didn't have class last week on either of the days, and we're not having class this week on either of the days. The reason is that our teacher has something going on. I don't remember, but he couldn't be here. And so instead of getting a substitute to do the classes, what he's doing is just having us finish up our reading, and then out of the 4 topics that we have to read about, do 2 papers which are twice as long as our normal assignments. And I, just the other day, got the first paper done, and so now I have more reading to do in my big, giant, thick book, and then gotta write a paper, which has to be at least 1,200 words. So, on the other paper, I got exactly 1,200 words. So, hopefully I can, get more than 1,200 words on this paper. In finance and budgeting, we have a special assignment to make a bug out bag. Some people might wonder what that has to do with finance and budgeting. Well, it's talking about being prepared for the future and stuff like that. And so, I don't know. I don't quite remember if this is actually required. It might just be extra credit or something. You know what? If it's gonna get me extra stuff, cool. I mean, I already have a bug out bag. I just need to update it a little bit, refresh it. So my roommate told me that when he did the class, when he brought in his bug out bag, it got him enough extra credit to bump his grade up 1 letter. So things are looking pretty good. Math class, we didn't have class for like 3 weeks. Last week we had class, just pretty much just reviewed a whole bunch of stuff. But yeah, for whatever reason, stuff came up. We didn't have class for 3 weeks. In communications class, instead of having class, we went to visit this old lady who is someone that has been to Cuba quite a few times. And so basically she was telling us stories, giving us advice, telling us ways like how we can show love to people without having to speak the language, and that kind of thing. And it was pretty fun. All right, it was good. And then the other thing we did was one Sunday we went to this thing in Jacksonville called Church Without Walls, and it's just like a church service they do like in the afternoon, just out in the park. Anyone can come, and they provide food afterwards. Well, quite honestly, it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. It made me feel a little bit weird. I gotta be honest. Even though I did enjoy it, it made me feel weird because it was one of those services where everyone says a specific thing in unison. So they have eulogies, certain scriptures they quote, obviously the Lord's Prayer, but here's the thing. It just makes me feel really, really weird when a bunch of people say things in unison. Because when someone says something by themselves, they can put emotion into it, okay? they can say it in a specific way, and it can sound pretty good when they're just talking. But you know that thing that happens when people say things all together? Everyone, it suddenly sounds like not a robot, but just, I don't know. So like, for example, I could say to you, John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish, but will have everlasting life. Now, if you were to have a bunch of people say that verse, it would sound more like, for God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish, but have eternal life. Now, that's not quite sounding like a robot, but it's pretty close. And so whenever people sound like that, a whole bunch of people, it just seems really weird, and I feel like I'm surrounded by cultists. I know that is not the case, but man, is it just really weird. So stuff that's going on with the college. Come next quarter, we're going to be getting 5 new students. Now, that is great, okay? I'm glad that more people are getting interested in missionary aviation, taking interest in missions. The thing is, about 5 new students, is that 3 of them, possibly just 2, but 3 of them, are going to be my roommates. I'm less stressed about it now than when I first heard about it, but man, 6 people living in this house. See, I think it's honestly a pretty good balance as it is right now. We have 2 introverts in the house, me and Matt, and then 1 extrovert, that's Austin, and it keeps things balanced. But to be honest, me and Matt really, really love it when Austin goes to places overnight, because it's so quiet. Not that there's anything wrong with Austin. I like Austin. Hey, Austin. But we do love quietness and people not knocking on your door because they're bored. Now, just imagine if those 3 roommates we get are all extroverts. They're going to want to hang out with people all the time. I think I have communicated my frustration with this to you, so I will skip a long, pointless rant that I could go on. So some stuff going on with other students. We got 1 student who just recently passed his instrument test. So he's now the first student here to get his IFR rating through the college. And I believe he's going to, or has, I'm not entirely sure, I think he's going to take his commercial written test, and so then do a whole bunch of flying, and then I think take his commercial practical test. And then the other day we had another student who soloed. So she's actually Crystal's first female student to solo. So yeah, we're getting a lot of first time things going on. On a random note, if you want to brighten up your day with some hilarious stupidity, just go onto YouTube and look up The Martians from Sesame Street. If you're anything like me, you will not regret it. So, like I said, finals are coming up pretty soon, which means I'm gonna be coming home It'll be so great. I'm gonna be back like the 23rd through the 30th. Yeah, so Caleb, if you're watching, that's when I'm gonna be back. I'll probably text you because you're probably not gonna watch this video. Yeah.
My ultimate creation.
My roommate has made his ultimate creation.
Are you filming a video?
Yes.
Oh.
Do you want to say hi?
Chicken chili taco.
Chicken chili taco. The new $1 million idea.
I'm gonna market it to Wendy's.
I have found out that you can make a stun gun for about $5. All you need is a little thing called a boost converter. Or something that sounds like that. And if I can get my hands on one, plan to make one. And speaking of making things, I plan to hopefully make some interesting videos regarding flying stuff. I just figured out a way to record audio while flying in the airplane. It does require that there be no one else in the airplane, but if I can get a headphone splitter thing, that should solve that problem. So hopefully maybe I could film a cross-country, hook the GoPro onto the airplane, and then put an airplane on the inside. If only I could get my camera to record longer than 25 minutes at a time. But, you know, what are you gonna do? Well, I think that's all I have for now. If I've left out any information, oh well, I'm not gonna remake the video. So, I will see you all in the future. Sometime. If I don't die.